Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kenya Nicole Lee. And today we have a special guest. We have Sophie Davis here. Hi, guys.
Hello.
No, I'm trying to look at your pajamas. What does yours say? Don't judge a book by its movie. I love that.
It's still, light out here. It's 5:30. So
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Like, yeah, the sun just went down over here. So where are you guys exactly?
we're in Palm Springs.
Okay, yes.
It's 110 outside right now.
Yes, very
So
bright,
hot.
very hot.
That is so crazy. 110. Wow. I'm over in North Carolina and it's been a hot summer for us as well, but we haven't gotten to 110. That's insane. So what do you guys want to like introduce yourselves?
Go for it.
Okay. I'm Tabitha, and
I'm Hannah.
And together we write under Sophie Davis. We write all of our books together, come up with all of our worlds together.
We write science fiction and dystopian and fantasy. All kinds.
I love it so much, and it's so good to see your faces. I have the pleasure of getting to hang out with these guys 2 times, and it's been so much fun both times, and I'm hoping to plan a journey that way again soon.
Please, I know. I can't believe it's been a year since we hung out.
I know. That's crazy. I feel like it's probably going to turn out to be an annual thing where I come out to the West.
Please.
Do you guys ever come out this way to the East Coast at all?
Not since we moved out here. We moved here from DC. And so, yes. No, we have not been back, but we should. I mean, I love Charlotte. I think you moved to that area last year, right?
Yeah, I bounced around. I lived in like 3 cities in like 1 year, and I'm no longer in Charlotte. But yeah, that was like my home base for like 20 years, and yeah.
I love Charlotte. It's so pretty there.
Yeah, it is really beautiful. So I really, really, really loved and was so inspired by your story because when I found out how you guys got into writing, I was like, this is amazing. So cool. So if you guys want to like share a little bit about like what led you guys to take that leap into being authors?
Well, as you know, yes, we met in law school. We're best friends from law school. And after law school, I had to have a surgery. And so I ended up being on bed rest. And we just kind of started doing this so I'd have something to do, like writing down these crazy stories. And then one thing led to another, and we started publishing them. And
That's awesome. So like these guys are like legit lawyers. They're so cool. Like, see others. Like that's a good premise for a book. Have you guys written a book about a lawyer?
I think that's the number one question we get asked is if we're writing legal thrillers.
Yes.
We have not, but never say never.
Right.
That would be super cool. Like I can even see like one of your like a lawyer fantasy,
I like that.
Yeah. So what was your first book that you guys published?
The first book we published was Talented in the end of 2011. Oh.
Say Watch Me Now.
Probably.
Brilliant.
That one.
Yes. It was the first in an 8-book series. Kind of started, coming up with it while we were studying for the bar. Studying for the bar exam is just so intense, and I really just wanted to take a shortcut and read somebody's mind. And so that's kind of how Talented came about.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that. And I love the cover. Let's see it again. It's so, like, the colors are like, really popping.
We love these covers.
Yeah. It's so, like, it has like such great like a color scheme symbolism. Like, who was the designer?
I was about to say Kim G Designs did this. She did all 8 books in this series, and every one of them's a different color and like a different element. So no, we love them. I think this is our 3rd Talented cover,
something like that.
Ask you that, has it had another face?
Yes, this is its current face.
Yeah.
And longest running, I think it's of all our covers, it's probably the one that's stayed on a book the longest. So that's a good sign.
It's kind of a theme for us authors out there who kind of take the plunge into the indie field, where we start with one cover and we're like, this cover's great, and then we learn a little bit more, and then we're like, we need a makeover, and then you find that perfect look that really encapsulates what you were thinking. I think of like my first one that I did myself, which is a stock image and a title. Yeah. I love my beautiful design now for Netherworld. That cover's had a lot of books. That book has had a lot of covers.
Is that Christian who does those?
Actually, Christian never did a cover for my Koa series. He's Christian. We're talking about Christian Bentulan, which is one of my designers. He's done like my Goddess of War cover and my Rise of the Flame, like the 3rd cover for Rise of the Flame. He's responsible. But the Koa covers are actually her name. She's Romanian, and her name is very interesting. I think it's pronounced Lagelia. She's like Moonchild fantasy book cover design. Yeah, it's like Ljillina. So something like that. I'll put up if anyone is interested in looking up these designers as well. I'll put information for Sophie Davis, so you guys can find all of their amazing books. How many books have you guys published now?
I think we counted it's 27.
I love that.
Which sounds like a lot, but we've been writing together for 11 years now and publishing for 10. So I know a lot of people, write a lot faster and release a lot more often. But we're very proud of our 27 books. We just kind of keep going, Yeah, some take a really long time.
Yeah, some take a really long time.
That's amazing. And it's just like you put it into perspective in the digital world we live in now. Like, to have 27 books published is a huge feat. You look back to the old days where we didn't have goals, and it was like you were lucky to get 2 books published in your lifetime. So it's like we've made this bar for ourselves.
Well, and I mean, what year did you start doing this?
I started publishing in 2013.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You've been since the early days.
The early days, yeah. It was such a different time then. When did you guys jump into the author pool on Amazon?
2011.
The end of 2011, 2012.
Yeah. You remember how different it was?
It was the Wild West. I mean, we were, honestly, it was like I got a Nook then while I was in the hospital, and it was like so easy to have all my books with me. And then as I started reading and Amanda Hawkins, series from the very early days.
I loved those.
I did too. Absolutely loved those. I went to see, when you flip through the pages, and I kept seeing smash words, and I was like, what is that? So I went and looked it up, and then it just kind of went from there. I mean, obviously when we all started, reader groups weren't a thing. We didn't have advertising platforms. We didn't have any of that. We didn't have these cover designer groups, It was a very, very different time, but it was honestly a lot of fun kind of, figuring out how we could all kind of make this work. And
I'm glad you mentioned that, like thinking back, like we're so fortunate to have all of the resources we have now. And the group, when the group started to become a thing, it was like, whoa, there's people that we can connect with like us. So I'm really grateful that that became a thing. And yeah, having access to cover designers was such a blessing because me on my, create space, making my own cover was just like,
Well, I mean, we all were at that point,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah.
My mother actually painted our first, like, a picture, and we put that on the cover with just like Microsoft Word text. Bless our hearts, I know.
oh my gosh, that's so cute. I remember I had like a friend, like an IT guy, and I was like, "Can you help me put text on my book?" And like I was so proud because he made a little 3D, but I needed some professional help. But yeah, that's really nice to like. It's kind of like it feels like some camaraderie to know you guys were like there at that time. So like you've seen the progression and you've watched everything grow. We've watched, you know, some publishing companies come and fall, and it's just been really really interesting and almost surreal to think back and see the progression happen in because I remember when I published in 2013, it was just like you just really needed to like shout out on Facebook and hope.
Yep.
Yes.
Cross your fingers.
Hope for that one sale on Amazon in a day that just like made our day because somebody was reading our book.
Exactly. Yeah, and I remember back then it was just like yeah, we had so many different things. Like remember when we used to get paid like $1 per like $1 per book or something like that? It was like $1 a page or something. Do you remember?
The first
Early
KU?
KU, yeah.
Yes. I mean, yeah, it was like they read one page. I think it was one.
It's
And then you
something
got
like
paid
that,
for the
yeah.
whole book, and we were like, gold mine.
Yeah.
Right. I know. And now it's down to half a penny a page. And, you know, it's so different. That's true.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's cool. They opened up more revenue streams for us. And then they're like, just kidding.
It was good while it lasted. Those are
definitely
days.
lasted. Yeah. What was the first book you read on an e-reader?
I mean, mine was Amanda Hawking's My
That
Blood of Proof. I had just seen the Twilight movie, and I was looking at all of, you know, the books on the Nook. They had that 99-cent thing. I thought it was wild. You could buy a book for 99 cents. Obviously now that's a thing, but I read her My Blood of Proof series, the vampire one. I loved it.
I loved it too. I mean, I thought it was super fun.
It was.
I didn't have to read those. I am familiar with the name. I remember the guy I was interviewing to do audio for Koa. He actually brought that name up for me and told me to check her out. I remember reading an article about her so well, but I never actually read any of her work. So I'm gonna have to check that out because obviously I love vampire stories. I don't think I realized she was writing vampire stories. Maybe she didn't mention it in the article, but that's really cool. Is that
I think that was one of her first ones because she wrote a bunch later. The Trial trilogy was picked up by a trad house eventually.
okay?
I don't know whatever happened with that series.
I don't know. I read a bunch of them, and I think I read one or two of the spin-offs. I really liked them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out. Okay, so
Wait, what was your first e-reader book?
oh yeah, good question. Okay, good question. Mine, I take back. Mine was actually on iBooks because like they had like this whole like section, and I was like, ooh, cool, So, like downloaded a bunch of like free like fantasy books, and the one I read, I can't remember the name of it, but it was by a self-published author, a female who like I think she went to like Brigham Young University, which I think Brandon Sanderson teaches there. And the book was really good. It was fantasy. I wish I could remember what it's called. If I remember it, I'll put it in the description box so you guys can check it out. It was about a girl who watched her house burned down, and then she like went off into the world, and then she had like a split personality. It was super interesting. Yeah,
That sounds good. I would love to know what that is. I kind of want to read it.
it's like it's something about smoke is in the title, or something like that, like Girl of Smoke or something like that. It was so good though. So I want to know, what was the best thing you guys have watched in theaters or on TV or streaming?
It's all you.
I'd say Severance.
Yes.
That's probably the show we have seen. I've seen in a very long time.
Severance.
But that's probably the best show I've seen in a very long time.
Have you seen that?
No. Which one? What's that about? It sounds familiar.
It's on Apple TV.
Yeah, it's like, you know what the best way to describe it is.
Your brain gets like split by this company, and like there's half of your brain who only is an employee of the company and never sees the outside world, and it's completely separated. And then there's the outside piece of your brain who knows your life out there, but like inside you have a different name, and like outside you don't know what you were doing inside. It's so bizarre.
Oh my God.
Loved it.
We watched an entire season and we still don't even know what they actually do at this company that uses these people with this severed surgery. I think it's a surgery, an implant, something like that. So
That's amazing. I'm gonna have to check that out. I think I was on Apple TV watching M. Night Shyamalan's The Servant. So have you seen that on Apple TV?
Mm-mm.
I actually it was really good, but I had to take a little break. It started to get a little crazy. It's horror, M. Night Shyamalan. It's really twisted. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's basically about a young couple who hire a nanny, and when she gets there, you discover that their baby is one of those reborn babies that aren't real. They like help people cope with like a child, and they want her to pretend like it's alive and everything. And then one day it's actually alive. It's crazy from there. Yeah.
We have something to watch when we finish our editing and our writing. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love the guy. I think his name is. Oh, I always get him mixed up with this other guy. He's a British actor, but I really love him, and he's so good in it. And Rupert Grint from Harry Potter, Ronald Weasley, he's in there as the brother-in-law. It's really, really, really good. But other seasons, it starts to get a little heavy. But I just watched The Sandman, and I'm like ready to start it over and watch it again, like by Neil Gaiman.
We haven't started it yet. We're gonna get there after we finish this book.
I was gonna say it's our reward for finishing.
Yeah, that's your reward. Oh, I love that. That's such a good idea. Yeah, I wrote on Twitter. I was like, "Thank you, Neil Gaiman, for this." So it was like, you know how you just need something. Like sometimes you can't find a book or anything to inspire you, and then something comes. You're like, "Oh, that's like what my soul needed." And that was it. I needed that.
Man, we have all kinds of stuff.
I know.
Awesome. I even do it on audio, and it was really brilliantly produced. And then to see it on Netflix, I was like astounded. They did a really good job. Really good.
Heard great things, honestly. I'm very excited about that one.
Yeah.
When you were talking about shows and movies inspiring you, we've been watching Westworld, the new season.
I love Westworld.
Love Westworld, and we're all ready to go back to our science fiction roots.
Yeah, I love Westworld so much.
I know.
So since I know you guys love sci-fi, have you guys watched Raised by Wolves?
We started it.
Did you?
We tried.
Let me tell you, it's a learning curve. It's like, what's going on here? But then you get so enmeshed in the story. All these crazy things are happening, and you just accept it. And I watched it, and it wasn't until the last episode I was like, this is getting weird.
Do you recommend it?
I would recommend it. I actually really liked it because I understand when you watch the first episode, you're like, okay. Like, did you guys get past episode 1?
I don't.
Yeah,
Did we?
I thought so. I thought we watched like 3. I don't know.
So full disclosure, we often do admin work while we have like the TV on the show. So if it's something you're supposed to pay attention to, sometimes I just don't.
So you guys probably got past the initial phase where it's just like, this is not really doing anything for me. It really captured my attention when you discover that she is she has like a special ability, the main woman who's taking care of the children. And after that, I was like, okay, I'm invested. This is great. It took on like a Terminator, like Terminator meets I don't know, Star Wars kind of vibe for me. In the somewhere along.
Interesting. Now I want to watch that too. We're never going to get any more work done after this live. We're just going to, start watching all of your recommendations.
So your most recent deadline that you guys are working on, what is it?
It's the 3rd book in our Eve of Eternal series. So it's paranormal, urban fantasy.
Spicy, little steamy.
Yep. And we are just finishing actually releasing the episodes on Vela, and then the book will come out about 1 month from now.
September 17th. The book comes out. But yes, we have to get the last episode up on Vela. We've been writing it that way, and honestly, it's been a lot of fun. It really has.
Yeah.
PNR seems to have a pretty solid space there. Like Eve of Eternals is so not sci-fi. It's so like, urban fantasy. It's got the shifters and the vampires and the reincarnating soulmates. It's honestly been really, really fun.
It has been a lot of fun to write this series this way, for sure.
Yeah. Building up the lore and stuff is so different, obviously, from some of our other series. It actually is the same world as other 4-book series we have out. It's just kind of like an Easter egg. If you've read those,
I love Easter eggs, and I love that sounds really good. I love reading soulmates. Like, that's right up my alley.
We are loving it. That's who the Eternals are like reincarnating protectors and fae. And they have bonded pairs. Obviously, they're 13. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I was going to tell you guys something, but now it's like completely lost my mind because you're incarnating soulmates. And I love anything like that. Like, what inspired you guys for that story?
It's because it does tie into the lore of our other series. It kind of comes from there, I guess. And then I don't really know where we get the idea where the eternal soulmates necessarily specifically part of it came from.
There was a lot, like when people were reading the other series, it's called Firefly, and it's kind of a portal fantasy in a frozen world. And I mean, the number one question we got was like, but how did it become this way? And we were like, well, we know all of that, but that wasn't the point of, this series. It's the heroine's journey there in the frozen world, in the mirror world. But basically, that's what this is writing the old lore and the old pieces that all kind of built up to that. So.
I love that. I love that. And I love that, Kindle Vela came out to, give another space for authors to work. The Chronicles of Koa actually started off as a serial on my blog. Like on Blogger. I would just like release a chapter a week. Like all my friends would read it and like give me that confidence to like keep putting stuff out there. So like it was actually a big factor in me like taking the plunge and be like, all right, I'm not delusional. My writing's actually pretty good. So let's see what we can do here. So I love that they're doing that now. That's really cool. starting to see that become a thing in other spaces as well. Lots of serializations. Have you guys done any on any other platforms besides Kindle Vella?
Not yet.
No, we have not. We've looked at some others, but I feel like, I mean, Vella's been great. Obviously, we've been on there since launch, and it's been a very interesting to see from day one of the platform and as it grows. And they really are doing a lot for it. We actually did a talk about Vella at Book Bonanza last month.
Cool.
And yeah, and I think it's a really exciting place for authors to get into. And especially for those of us, used to publishing books, in many ways, we wrote this very differently because it's a serial, but at the same time, our books tend to have kind of like cliffhangery chapter endings and stuff like that. So I felt like the transition was pretty easy.
Yeah.
And then,
because it did kind of already go with our writing style. So
yeah.
Well, and the nice thing is that then Amazon allows us to, we have to wait a certain amount of time, but then we can put the book out and put it in KU and leave it on Vella. So like we're finishing Vella right now. Those readers are getting, there's one more chapter left in book 3, but only the first 2 are out in book form. So I think it makes it fun.
Yeah.
We get to do polls and, stuff like that.
That is fun. And I didn't even know. You taught me something. I know that like publish it in on KU and keep it in there. So thank you. Sweet.
So it's just, it's again, when we're talking about like different revenue streams.
Yeah.
Reader who enjoys reading in that format.
For sure.
Some of our readers, I mean, they don't love the format, but they do love getting 3 chapters from us in a week of a book they're waiting for. So
really nice. It's it's just like your favorite TV show. You like to get those episodes, and people may not like cliffhangers, but you tune in for the next episode. So
yes, it's not open internationally yet for international readers, which really drove us obviously with the books, getting the books out quickly after the Vella. But no, I think it's really nice for authors to have these options.
That is nice. I love it. Awesome. So I want to ask you guys something a little off topic, or maybe it's on topic. So if you could have any superpower, what would you choose?
I think it changes all the time. Let's see.
I was going to say, it's probably changed for me.
Let's see. What do I want to be able to do?
I want teleportation.
Oh,
like to be able to snap and be where I want to be.
yes.
I'd say some sort of shape shifting. So I would just want to be able to shift like makeup on. Is that like a thing? I want to be able to do that.
That's amazing. You know what?
I've never thought of shape shifting in those terms, but that's awesome.
Yeah, whatever can do that. Whatever that is.
That's amazing. I love that. When I think about what you just said, I remember being a kid and watching the Jetsons, and they would have those machines come down. Like, where are those? We are in the
right. I've been waiting for years.
True. I would love
Clueless.
With her
Cher's
wardrobe.
closet and Clueless. I always thought that would come around.
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
What superpower would you want?
Mine's never changed. It's always been teleportation. I'm like, I want to travel. I want to see the world. Like, just get me there. And remember that movie Jumper?
Yes.
I was like, that's it. That's what I want.
Oh, that would be amazing. I know, just be able to like pop over for family dinner with my family and then come home.
Oh, exactly. Oh, man.
Yes, traveling. Yeah. Oh, I would love that.
Where are you guys traveling next? Do you have any travels planned?
We don't have anything right now. We might go to Vegas in November.
Okay.
Not really sure yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to Cape May for Christmas. We're going to Cape May for Christmas, so that's really fun. I love Cape May. It's in New Jersey. It's like the southern, like a little off the edge of the state. It's like a little seaside town.
That sounds super cute.
Yeah. My grandparents have had a house there since I was little.
Oh,
My grandparents lived there too, so
that's awesome.
home. I love it there.
Yeah.
You have any trips planned?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Portugal for my birthday in November. Like,
Fun.
place in the world now. I can't believe it. Like, I used to think that England, like the United Kingdom or like Korea were my favorites, but Portugal just made me fall in love. Like, if I could move there, I would move there in a heartbeat.
Oh, I love that. Or teleport there. We need to get this teleporting thing like unlocked.
Exactly. That's a magical place. It's got a special, it's just, and like when you, like, I like very observant, and like when I'm there, I just look around and like all the locals and all the people, they're just smiling and happy. And it's like, you don't see that everywhere, like they're just laughing. Wow, these people have like such happy lives, and I love being around that kind of energy. So yeah, going back. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I want to go to Portugal now. We have not been
One
to
of the places we have not been. Yeah.
You guys can come. I think about that at one point. Like,
I was gonna say, I think we did. Was that last summer or the summer before?
yeah, we need a trip. We need a trip, and we need to find somewhere to go. Like make it a fun trip, and maybe like a writing retreat too. Like that would be so fun. Yeah.
Are you going to Ball Gowns and Books next year in Australia?
No, I am not. I haven't. I remember I was supposed to go to the first one, and things just didn't work out for me to get over there. It was a very, very chaotic time, like that first one, and I just haven't. I haven't gotten back into that scene yet. I'm hoping that I will get back into it now. Like, I've got 2 little ones, and trying to get settled. So just moved again and everything, and find more childcare. Yeah, kids.
That is a lot.
Yeah, if I could take them with me and have someone come with me, that would be really cool.
I'm sure you could do that.
Yeah. If I could like grab my mom and like let's all go to Australia.
I mean, a lot of our friends are bringing their kids, and they're renting like apartments instead of doing the hotels. So
that's really nice. Is this going to be your first time, or did you guys go to the other ones?
It didn't work out for us the first one.
Yeah, I think a lot of us were in a interesting spot that first one. It was a lot going on. You remember that?
Yes, it was a crazy.
People forgot crazy happened all day. Whoa, that was crazy. Yeah. Seems like it can't believe it's been like 2 years now. That was 2020 before all the stuff went down.
It's like a different life, honestly.
It does feel like
I feel like my whole life is different than it was before. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. You just change your routines. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I always wrote out of the house. Always. Like I couldn't write at home. And then after those months of like writing at home, this became my place to do that. Yeah. So then I realized, I was like, oh, it's all different,
It is. Yeah, that was the same. I was like, man, I miss going to the coffee shop and just like people watching, writing, and like getting my coffee. And yeah, it was crazy. I'm back out now. Like I had to take the summer off because the kids refused to go to summer camp. But so I've been writing in the evening. Yeah, they like my babies. They love to be with me. Like they're like my shadow. Like they just want to hang out with me. So I'm blessed that I could create that space for them to just like enjoy your summer and like have fun with mommy, and then pick it back up in the fall. So 2 more weeks. Yeah. So what's next? What's next for you guys when you guys finish this deadline? Do you have any other projects lined up, or do you guys stay with one series, or do you jump around like I do?
Well, we did jump around for a long time. Yeah. Lately, we've been trying to do one series at a time right now. I mean, we kind of have a couple different stories, I guess, in the Eve of Eternals world going. So we'll keep working on those. But
yeah, there's a second Velis story.
Yeah, there's a second
actively
Velis story.
With episodes releasing Fae Rising, where the main one is Wolf Rising. So we're almost done with that, and ready to put it out as a book as well in a couple months.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we have other series in that world. We haven't really decided if we're gonna stay,
what we're gonna
in it, or if we're gonna take a break from it. And yeah, we're actually talking about maybe writing a contemporary romance, because
please, yes, please.
We just I don't know. Yeah, we tried doing a project, like just kind of a test situation, and started writing a contemporary romance, and we loved it.
It was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. So yes, we're really excited. We're very, very excited about it, actually.
That is exciting.
What are you working on?
Huh?
What are you working on?
Oh. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, a lot of people don't know that I have like a contemporary name out there. She only has one book, and we used to have like Kindle worlds. For that, like, you can have these big worlds and they get authors to write them. So I wrote in the Laguna Beach world, and when that came down, I put it out under my other pen name, Ashley. And I have a soft spot for romance too, and that's actually a big part from. I actually like show some like honor to Scarlet Dawn, because I used to write in her collaborative world, and she got me out of my comfort zone to like write two. Well, I wrote one contemporary story in one of her collaborations. And I was like, I never thought I could do that, because I was like, I need magic. I need swords and, dragons and witches. But there's something special about just having a clean story with like just keeping it. It's still an escape for the reader, and you still have that magic. It's just not the way that we do it in fantasy. So I would totally read your contemporary romance. Like, I'm like legit pumped. Oh my God. If you do it, because I will tell everybody and I will read it myself. That sounds awesome. I need a new contemporary romance to read. Like,
wow. We've been working on it. We made ourselves like set it aside the last like week and a half. We need to finish the book we're working on. We need to get everything ready for the release.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, we've been working on it, and it's so fun.
I wish I had like confetti, because that sounds awesome. So this channel is really geared toward anyone who's a reader or an author and just want to like get some insight into this whole world of books and writing and publishing. So what is the one advice you would give to an aspiring author?
I mean, really writing every day, whether it's words that ever anybody else reads or not. I'd say writing every day is really
just continuing to write.
It's
not an easy thing. I know it's a blast. We're so blessed to have this job, but
it's not easy.
You've got to be so persistent with it, honestly, and butt in the chair every day.
Absolutely. We're either writing or thinking about writing, and it is important. There's a certain level of you have to check yourself and make sure you're staying, in flow, and making sure that like the work ethic is a factor for us, because like no one is really looking over our shoulder except for the fans and the readers telling us we need to get this done. We really have to like, even when we're not feeling inspired, every time you sit down and just write whatever, it starts to come up. It starts to flow. It's a very special thing. It's like we all have gone through times we're not feeling inspired and we feel like, um, just not in that space. But like you said, even if no one ever reads it, just sitting down and looking at writing prompts online, or like, just coming
Mhm.
up with wacky ideas just for you. It's like you strengthen a muscle. You strengthen a muscle, you awaken it. So, yeah, good advice. I love that. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to share with new readers, your old readers, or anything of that nature?
I mean,
Okay.
about
Just anything.
anything. Like about what? Can you tell it's editing brain? Like I have no decisions left. I get like I've been editing too much. I'm like, huh?
One of my eyes keeps watering. Just one though. The other one, I don't know what's going on there. I think they're twitchy. I don't know.
This is the glamorous life of authors right here.
I love that. I know that was really broad. Like, anything you want to share?
I think the biggest thing I would say to our readers is thank you. My God, for giving us this life. And
It's been incredible.
I mean, we've been best friends for so long, and we get to work together. We get to create stuff together. It's funny, one of my nephews, when he was younger, he actually asked us very seriously. I think he was probably 7. And he was like, so you just hang out with your best friend and make stuff up all day, and people give you money. And I was like, it sounds like we're winning, honestly.
I know.
Yeah, so grateful, honestly, to everybody who's read not even just our books, but giving indie authors a try.
Mhm.
It's incredible, the way community has really kind of come together in this space. It's so different from trad books.
It is.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Special. It's so special.
it
Like,
really is.
Man, thank you for that. That's awesome. And I love that. That sounds like that's such a dream. Like, I write alone, and I'm grateful. But I can't imagine having my bestie and like we're coming with ideas. Yeah, there's something really special about bouncing ideas off of another person and getting two perspectives. Like, that's really good. You guys got something really special going, and you know that. And I love it.
You definitely never realize how ridiculous something sounds till you say it aloud. So there's definitely that.
But I mean, we actually ended up changing what's going to happen in this last episode just a couple nights ago while we were like hanging out talking about stuff. And it just kind of like, we have these moments where it's like, it would be cool. And then we just start then from there, and we both jump in and we're collaborating and we're figuring things out and changing stuff. And yeah, it's just such a special, honestly, it's incredible that this is our job.
It is. Congratulations, guys. Thank you guys.
You too.
Thank you so much.
I want to know, what's your biggest writing advice, though?
Oh, thank you. Okay. My biggest writing advice. So there was something I when getting started, I went to a like a writing workshop. It wasn't my genre. It was the mystery writers workshop, and they were in town, and I feel like I need to be here, and I learned so much from that shop and the other authors. One thing that I learned that I've kept with me and has helped develop a little bit of my style is one of the things they were teaching was, to avoid being so formulaic in your writing and your plotting. Like, take one concept and then add something you wouldn't think would match or fit or make sense, and have that be like have that be something that you add as an element to your plotting. So like so I wrote like the surly detective who walks into his office and there's like a teddy bear on his desk. And it's like, you weren't expecting that, but it gets the interest of the reader. Why is that teddy bear there? Okay. So it's like, that was some good advice. It's just like, have that perspective and that element of surprise and a little bait and switch. And the other thing was one of the authors, we took a break and like had lunch together as a group, and he was like, he told me, I don't wait for luck. I put myself in the path of luck. And that really resonated with me. Like, you just can't sit in your home and just wait for it. You kind of have to take some actions, like put yourself on that path. Like, it may be just going to a workshop and boom, you meet someone who inspires you or wants to work with you. So, like, put yourself in the path of luck. And that just means believe in yourself, work through your fears, and um, also be your biggest cheerleader. Because,
What I love about you, you have like the best attitude about everything and just such a great energy. Honestly, I'm like, can you come visit again soon, please? I need you. I need this energy. It's so lovely.
Isn't it crazy? Like, I love you energy too. Oh my God. Last time I saw you, I was so sad that we had to leave. I was like, I wanted to go to that party all night. Like, so fun. Like, that's what I want. Like, I don't have as many like connections over here, but I don't know. I also don't think where I am is like my forever home. So my heart is always craving, far away places. So we'll plan something and I will be there.
You would love that.
Yay! Yay! Yeah, my friend who I went to stay with, he actually moved back when the first time I had dinner with you guys. He actually moved back over here, so he's not there anymore. Yeah,
That's too funny.
Charlotte area. Yeah, he came back home.
Well, my friend Sean and I were talking about how much we like you and just adore you. He would say, he really loved meeting you last summer.
He's a performer, right?
He's what? I'm sorry, you went out. He's a what?
The performer, right?
Yes, Sean's a musician. Incredible music. He actually has it's Whitney Houston cover, right? That just came out a couple of months ago. It's so good. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I forget, like, I adore that guy. Like, he's awesome.
I know. We were just sitting there and it was like, you two have the best vibes, and we were like so excited to be there, and so glad Jasmine got to come hang out, and it was honestly, it was just such a fun night. But yes, you too. Bless you.
Yes,
talking about your shaman, or I think it was Sean who was studying with his shaman, and I was just like, oh, this is what I love, is like people with this energy, and I learned so much from both of you, and I love
it. Thank you, dear. I learned from you guys as well. You guys are so inspirational, and I'm so grateful that you guys come on my channel. Like, I'm inviting people to come hang out with me, and you're my first invitees. So thank you.
That's so nice.
That's so sweet.
You're welcome. Like, it made sense. It just made sense. I was like, who do I want to like chat with, like have girl talk? I was like, oh my God, yes, you too.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Even though it's still bright as day over there.
It is very bright here.
I know. It is. The sun's
like reflecting off my glasses.
That's amazing. Oh, that's awesome. Well, guys, thank you all for joining us today and for joining me with Sophie Davis. I will put the information, in the box below, and we will see you guys again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Love you.
Love you.